Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. Don't forget to make yourself a cup of tea with snacks if you want, because today we have very interesting stories, and one of them is a story about a pregnant woman who let into her house with her kid, but oh boy she regretted this. Please subscribe if you haven't and I hope you'll enjoy it. Little backstory. I work as an actress in a haunted house. I love this job so much, I look forward to it every year. Now, we have an age limit. You have to be 16 or older to attend alone, anyone younger must be accompanied by a parent. We really stress that anyone below the age of 16 really shouldn't go through it all, it's not meant for kids, but a lot of parents for some reason don't understand this. Now, on to the story. You already know. PK, poor kid. Seriously, I felt bad for her. Me the main zombie of this story, so my job is to roam around the lines outside of the attraction to entertain customers while they wait to enter the house. I take pictures with them, scare them, basically put on a show to entertain them. As I'm stalking around, I see a small child in line. Wonderful, someone brought a kid. That means lots of crying. However, the kid made eye contact with me and smiled. Now we do have the occasional brave kid who actually enjoys it. I assumed this was the case. I slowly walk towards her, drooling and putting on my usual zombie show. This girl can't be older than 8. As I get closer, I can see she's getting a bit more uncomfortable, so I back off a bit. I give her a little wave, letting her know I'm friendly and don't want to bother her. She waved back and her mom turned around to see what she was waving at. She flipped out. She started screaming at me that I was a pervert for looking at her daughter, that I was scaring her and should be ashamed of myself. How dare I scare her daughter, I traumatized her for life, etc. All the while her daughter is more afraid of her own mother than the zombie in front of her. I lower my voice so no other customers can hear, as I don't want to break character too much. I explain that she paid for her daughter to come in here, we scare people at a haunted house, if she is really that scared I'd be happy to escort them out. That seemed to make her even more upset and said I was discriminating her and her daughter just because she's a child. That's when she broke a major rule. She shoved me. Shoved. I fell backwards into a big mud puddle. Now I've been pushed before. Some people just have that reaction when they're scared and they quickly apologize. I wasn't hurt, just dirty. However, this was on purpose, not an accident. Policy says I have to report it. I went over to the police we have on scene and they had to escort the mom and daughter off the property. The mom was screaming the whole time about what a rip-off this was, how they have child predators working here, etc. Lesson to all parents out there, if you bring a kid to a haunted house, be aware that we are going to scare them. It's just our job. I see how she was trying to protect her child, but that was way over the line. Why did she think she could do such things with impunity? She got what she deserved and that's it. That's how you should deal with Karens. So, this happened this past weekend, and I'm still kind of shaking my head at this one. I'm an amateur competitive shooter. I compete in several disciplines, but by far my favorite is cowboy action shooting. It's timed, high speed, and a lot of fun. Everyone dresses up as cowboys and girls, uses period weapons, and you pick your own cowboy name. That's right. We're nerds with guns. The best part about the community is that almost everyone tries to give back in some way. The way I choose is to dress up and donate my time telling folktales at the local library, minus the firearms, of course. Several of the other club members will attend heritage days, fairs, and the like. Last week, I got a call from our club president. He told me that some of the members would be performing at a heritage festival a couple of counties over from me, and he asked me if I'd pitch in and help. I tell him that I'd love to and ask for the details. He gives me all the information and asks me to do him a favor. He wants me to bring the big gun. I laugh and tell him I'd be happy to. The big gun is my all-time favorite firearm. An 1874 Sharps Quigley, so named because it was used in the Tom Selleck movie Quigley Down Under. I won't go into technical specs, but she's a pig. Roughly 4 feet long and weighing somewhere around 13 pounds. She's even made by the same company that made the rifles for the movie. She is too big, too heavy, too expensive, and I love her. Her name is Cora. If you saw the movie, you'll get it. So, I show up on Saturday, drag all my stuff to the booth, and basically stand around looking like a knockoff Tom Selleck. Now, there are some strict precautions taken when we do events like this. No live ammunition anywhere on site. We even did through our vehicles beforehand to make sure we didn't leave any in there by mistake. All weapons are transported in securely locked, hard-sided cases, and whenever they are removed they have trigger locks on them. The club members that are performing will have blank rounds for fake gunfights, but those are kept in separate locked containers. While I'm standing around the booth, I answer any questions people may have. Yes, it's from that movie. Yes, it will shoot that far. No, I don't think I could do it. As this is going on, I see a boy, maybe 15-16 years old, studying my rifle pretty intently. I ask him if he has any questions, and he proceeds to rattle off all the specs of the rifle to me. I'm impressed and tell him that he really knows his stuff. He tells me that Quigley was his grandfather's favorite movie and that he used to watch it with him before he died. We talk about the movie and how awesome Alan Rickman was before he asks if he can hold the rifle. I tell him that I don't have a problem with it if he gets his parents to come over and give their permission. The kid runs off and after a bit he returns with his father. I knew I was in for a rough time when the first words out of his mouth were, "Why won't you let my son touch the freaking gun?" I could tell that this was typical behavior by the way that the kid turned bright red and stared at the ground. All the other club members had gone off for a performance, so I was alone at the booth with the kid and this idiot. I told the man, "Sir, I have no problem with him touching the rifle, I just want your permission first. He's a minor, and I didn't think it was a good idea to hand a firearm to him without your consent." The guy starts to yell at me, saying I don't see what the big freaking deal is. It's not freaking loaded. I respond with, I take it he has permission. Of course he freaking does. I tell the boy to go ahead. His face lights up as he hefts the rifle, grinning from ear to ear. He asks if he can take a picture, and I agree. I even took my cartridge belt off and let him wear it. Just dummy rounds. Only bullet and casing, no primer or powder. The kid thanks me and starts to walk off before his father stops him. Do you want to play with any of these other guns? I inform the father that I don't own those weapons, but he's welcome to wait and ask the people who do. He starts yelling about how he doesn't need permission and how this is a free country and that he can do what he wants. All this yelling gets the attention of the deputies that are patrolling the fairgrounds. A couple of them walk over and tell him that, if he doesn't calm down, that he will be asked to leave. He quickly tells his son that they're leaving, but before they walk away I call out to him. I pull one of the dummy rounds out of my belt and ask, can he have this? He mumbled something about not caring, so I hand it to his son. I tell the boy what it is and that he can make a keychain or something out of it. I also hand him a club card with my email, written on the back. I said, if you can get permission from another guardian who's willing to bring you out and sign some paperwork, let me know, and you can come shoot a match with us. I leave and bring Cora. I received an email from his mother this evening, and they'll both be joining us for a match in a couple weeks. Update, the mother seemed very polite in her email. She was apologetic for the actions of her ex-husband and thanked me for being kind to her son. Turns out that it was her father that the boy used to watch the movie with, and her ex is very resentful of anyone in her family. She apparently was made to watch it as well be her father when she was younger, so she is aware of the significance. The son was spending time with his father during the summer and had begged him to take him to a festival. He had heard that there were going to be cowboy performances there and he wanted to see them. Seems that his grandfather had been a fan of all westerns, not just Quigley, and he had shared that love with his grandson. The grandfather passed last year and the kid took it hard. No, I am not going to hook up with the mother. I am a certified firearms instructor and first responder. I usually serve as safety officer of the day for whichever club I'm shooting at and carry a trauma bag in my truck whenever I go to the range. That man is funny. I believe I could have assured him that there is no such country in the entire world where you can do whatever you want without consequences. Every child knows that. I don't know how people could even think of such a dumb things. Okay, so I was resting at home around 3 o'clock playing some games. My parents was visiting their friends and I decided to stay, house to myself and all. So here I am, sitting and playing, when there's a knock on the door. What the hell? I think to myself, so I scramble to get my clothes on and I answer the door. It was a family acquaintance with her already whiny little brat. She's also visibly pregnant, and we'll get to why that part is important later. Hey, name what's going on. My car broke down and the tow company can't come get my car until tomorrow. Think me and Brat's name can crash here tonight. Sure, you guys can sleep in the living room. I let them in. Want anything to eat or drink? Coffee if it's not any trouble. Sure, no problem. So I go to make some coffee when I see little crap picking up my controller. Hey little guy, please put that down. Oh, can't he play a game? No, I'm in the middle of something, plus he wouldn't know how to play the type of game. But he really wants to, don't you little crap? I want to play. No, you can't play. I want to play. Then he throws the freaking controller at the TV, shattering the screen. What the hell? I rush over to the TV. Hey. Don't you swear at my child. You just freaking let him destroy my TV like this. You're the one who didn't let him play the video game. I said no, and you have to teach your brat that he isn't oh jack crap. How dare you? Just wait until I tell your mother about how you treated him, you'll make a terrible mom. I'm not having kids, but if I did I wouldn't let them be spoiled little craps like Brat. You're being the brat right now. Just get a new TV and quit whining. Yeah, I'll get a new TV with the money you pay me for the broken TV. What? But you're the one who instigated little crap. You know what, just get the hell out of my house. You and your brat are no longer welcome in my house. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm pregnant and have a toddler and have nowhere to go. You can't just kick out a stranded pregnant mother and her toddler at 3 a.m. in the cold. Oh yes I can, you insufferable witch. Get the hell out of my house before I call the cops. Just wait until I tell your mother about this. Yeah, I'll gladly tell her about what little crap did to the TV and that you refused to pay for it. No way I'm paying for your crap. I'm a single mother and I'm pregnant, so we do what we want and stay here as much as we want. I'm calling cops. This witch then punched me. You're the one who should be arrested here. You'll regret this. She left, slamming the door. The punch wasn't that hard, but I had to go to a hospital to check it just in case. The next morning I called my parents and explained what happened. They were very understanding because I was never raised to be a spoiled idiot, and Mommy idiot got an earful from my mom that if she didn't pay back we would take her to small claims. She tried to play the oh woe is me single pregnant mother crap, but it didn't work and she forked over the $500 for the new TV and we cut contact with her. That woman went nuts. It is not normal to assault someone who was kind enough to let you stay for the night. I really hope that she understood something from that situation, because it would be terrible if she continues to behave like that. When I was in high school my parents got divorced and my mom has never stopped being bitter about it. She throws tantrums and tries to pull power moves to get more time or attention from her kids whenever possible. Since I live abroad, she kicks this behavior into overdrive whenever I come back to visit. This particular year my grandmother on my father's side had passed away. And not long before that, his second wife had died. Needless to say, my dad had a rough couple years and he really wanted me home for Christmas. I didn't have the funds to buy a ticket, so he bought me one. He even paid extra to get me a more comfortable seat on the exit rows on a direct flight so I could get there quickly and in comfort. He was putting me up at his place for the entire visit and feeding me all the food I could eat. Never once asked for a cent. The only thing he wanted was my company at the holidays, and how could I say no to my recently widowed father? It was lovely to spend time with him, meet the new lady in his life and eat everything I can't get here. Of course, I can't go home and not tell my mom I'm coming. Or visit her. Lasai. First thing she does is start telling me how I'll be spending Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with her and my brother. I told her that's unreasonable since my dad paid for me to be home to spend time with him and she can have one day but not both. Not that money is the most important thing ever, but dad has put so much into bringing me there and deserves the greatest benefit as opposed to the whiny selfish brat I have for a mother. She starts whining and laying on the guilt trip. But you're staying with your dad. He gets to see you every day. It's not fair. I'm only asking for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas is about family. Yay mom. Christmas is about family. Which is why I want to see my dad, his brothers and my cousins. We were planning a sort of belated memorial dinner for my grandma since most of us would be able to be together. Mom starts threatening to just show up at my uncle's house to crash the dinner since we're still married in the eyes of God. I'm still part of this family. Thankfully dad's side of the family was prepared for her drama and had planned for us to meet on Boxing Day. But I still want to spend the 24th or 25th with my dad. So mom brings in her trump card. I already told your grandparents we're coming to visit. Great. She always uses her parents, who I adore, rip grandpa, he passed away a few years after this, as a way to get what she wants. They're only available for a visit on Christmas Day. They're elderly, they don't do anything but read books and nap, but it's not worth it to argue. I talked to my dad, he's super understanding, he was married to her for nearly 20 years, he knows how she is, and I'm off to my mom's house for Christmas Eve. My brother and I are chilling out, cracking jokes and reminiscing about dumb kid stuff. Mom is insisting we have to eat the stuff she likes, drink what she wants and watch all the Christmas movies she wants to watch. When I get a text from my best friend of 15 years. His mother, who has been battling cancer for years, has just passed on. I'm in shock. I tell my mom I need to go to his house right away since he's home alone and has just lost his mother to cancer. My mom, but it's Christmas Eve. You can't go. His mother just died. He is alone. I am going there to make sure he's okay. No, you can't go. Christmas is about family. His family is dead and he is alone and I am going to his house now. Okay, fine, go tell him I'm sorry about his mom. But you have to be home by 10. It's Christmas. It's 9 p.m. and I'm done with her crap. I am going to his house and I will come home when I decide to. Do you really think an hour is enough time when his mother just died? Okay, go. But be home by 11. Christmas is about family. By this time my friend had arrived, he drove over to pick me up since I can't drive, and I just walked out without a word. I came home sometime later than mom's curfew and somehow survived the rest of the holiday. Mom never apologized or saw the error of her ways. Thankfully my friend was okay with time, and while I'm super sad his mom died, I'm glad I was there when it happened. And yes, my mom did whine a bunch about me spending time to go to the funeral instead of spending time with her. Remember, Christmas is about family, just not the dead or grieving ones. It's so cruel to behave like that and say things like that. Yes, Christmas is about family, okay, but OP's father needs it more now. That woman has no empathy at all. I hope OP's dad is fine and happy now. And for OP's mom, I'm afraid you will go no contact with her in future. Well guys, that's it for today. If you end up enjoying this video please consider subscribing, and if you missed the last episode on the channel I'm gonna link it right here. The story is about a woman with a kid who did some terrible things to a girl with cancer at the park. Check this out if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video.